Good morning, everyone. I am Vinod Agarwala, Chairman. Extend a warm welcome to each one of you to this 25th Annual General Meeting of the company. This meeting is being held through video conferencing on NSDL platform and in compliance with all applicable laws in this behalf. Mr. Santosh Sharma, Company Secretary, has confirmed that requisite quorum is present, and accordingly I call meeting to the order. I extend a warm welcome to my esteemed colleagues on the board of your company at this annual general meeting. Please allow me to introduce them to you. Mr. Bhaskar Mukherjee, former Director of Finance of PSU Navratna HPCL, is a chairman of the Audit Committee and Stakeholder Relationship Committee of your company.
Namaskar, I am Bhaskar Mukherjee, an independent director in your company. Thank you.
Due to professional commitments, Dr. Asif Prabhu and Mr. Ashok Venkatramani, the other two independent directors, could not join today, but they have sent their greetings and best wishes to all of you. Mr. Bhaskar Dada will deputize for Mr. Ashok Venkatramani, who is chairman of Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Now I invite whole-time directors to introduce themselves, please.
Good morning, I'm Balachandran. I'm a whole-time director and CEO of IRIS. Thank you.
Thank you, Balu.
Good morning, Namaste. I'm Deepta Rangarajan, whole-time director at IRIS.
Thank you, Deepta ji.
Good morning, everybody. I am PKX Thomas, whole-time director and CT of the company. I have joined from video conferencing.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. We also have Mr. Santosh Sharma, our company secretary, Mr. Vinod Kundoi, our chief financial officer, and several members of leadership team joining us. Representative of statutory auditors, KKC and Associates LLP, and secretarial auditor and Mrs. Priti Seth, scrutinizer, who are present in this meeting. I now request Mr. Santosh Sharma, the company secretary, to take you through this proceedings.
Good morning, shareholders. Good morning, board of directors. I welcome you all to the 25th annual general meeting of IRIS Business Services. The annual report, together with the notice convening this meeting, have been emailed to all the shareholders, and with your permission, we will take the same as read. The report of statutory auditors have no qualification observation on the financial statement or any matters that materially affect the company's operation. Similarly, the report of the secretarial auditors also does not contain any observation or adverse comments. Accordingly, there is no requirement to read these reports. The register of directors and key manager person and their shareholding and register of contract or arrangement in which directors are interested are available for inspection for the shareholders in the link provided in the notice convening the meeting. Instruction for joining the AGM are provided under the note 21 of the AGM notice. We have received requests from some shareholders to speak at the AGM today. Their name will be announced at the appropriate time, and we request speaker to be brief and to the point. Shareholders can also raise query by clicking on raise hand option on Zoom platform. Once the registered shareholders' queries have been addressed, and if time permits, others are welcome to raise their queries. We kindly request all attendees to introduce themselves before asking a question. The management will answer all questions received before the close of today's proceedings. This innovation is part of the company's effort to enhance the quality of shareholders' participation during the AGM, and I encourage shareholders to take full advantage of it. Lastly, I would like to inform you that today's meeting is being streamed live, will also be available on the company's YouTube channel, IRIS Business Services Limited. Pursuant to the provision of the Companies Act 2013 and the SEBI listing regulation, the company has provided a facility for voting by electronic means to all its shareholders, enabling them to cast their votes electronically so that business may be transited to such e-voting. For this purpose, the company has partnered with e-voting system National Securities Depositories Limited to facilitate voting through electronic means. The company provided remote e-voting facilities to all persons who were shareholder as of Wednesday, September 17, 2025, being the cutoff date for voting for all 5 resolutions set out in the notice of AGM. Shareholders attending the AGM today who have not casted their vote by remote e-voting are entitled to exercise their rights to vote. Preeti said company secretary has been appointed as a board by the board as the scrutinizer for e-voting at this AGM. The result of voting will be declared in due course after considering the vote cast today by shareholders participating in this AGM, along with the remote e-voting already completed by certain shareholders. The result, along with the scrutinizer report, shall be submitted to the stock exchange, that is BSE and NSE, and will also be placed on the company's websites. Since the resolution have already been put to vote through e-voting, the requirement to proceed and second them is not applicable. Now I would request chairman to address the shareholders of the company. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Santosh. The performance of your company is included in the board's report and management discussion analysis, which you must have read. Dear shareholders, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 25th Annual General Meeting of IRIS Business Services. Completing 25 years is a proud milestone. It gives us a moment to pause, reflect on the journey so far, and look ahead with fresh energy. Our annual report theme, A Legacy of Leadership, Future of Possibility, captures this spirit perfectly. This year also brought us deep sorrow. We lost our co-founder, Mr. Swaminathan Subramaniam. He was a visionary leader, a trusted colleague, and a dear friend. Swami played a key role in shaping IRIS foundation and values. His pioneering spirit, sharp intellect, and passion for innovation laid the path we continue to walk today. Along with Mr. Balachandran Krishnan and Ms. Deepta Rangarajan, he helped build not only just a company, but a culture rooted in purpose and possibility. His legacy will always guide us as we move forward. I am also pleased to share that Mr. Balachandran Krishnan has stepped up as CEO, providing continuity and experience as we enter a new phase of growth. And Mr. Vinod Kandoi is appointed CFO of the company, strengthening our management team to drive IRIS into next orbit of growth. It was a year of strategic transition. One of our most significant steps was disinvestment of our tech stack business through sale of our 100% equity stake in IRIS Logic Solution to Sonos UK for rupees 151 crores. This was not just a financial transaction. It was a strategic move, allowing us to unlock shareholder value while focusing our resources where IRIS can make global impact. With this disinvestment, we are streamlining operation and redeploying our energies towards SupTech and RegTech, two high-growth areas where IRIS is increasingly recognized worldwide. The decision positions us not only to scale, but also to invest in innovation and purpose opportunity that align with our long-term vision. We are also proud of our expanding global footprints. 72% of our revenue now comes from international markets, with Africa contributing nearly 30%. Platforms like IRIS Carbon and iFile are everyone's into powerful engines of transparency and compliances. As we step into financial year 26, our strategy is built on 3 key pillars. Enhance our platform using AI and innovation, expand our customer base across accounts, deepen our global presence, especially in Europe and US. Now let me dwell briefly on our new business segment, Data Tech. We have all been witnessing technology revolution unfolding at great speed. The importance of data has become more crucial than ever before. Your company has always been a data-first thinker. We firmly believe the world today is about data, not documents. The philosophy has been driving force behind everything we do. This year makes a significant step forward. With data tech, our focus is to use data through innovations, applications, in embedding AI and machine learning. Our vision is not just to process or store data, but to create the infrastructure that makes data accessible, usable, and impactful. At the heart of this vision lies our flagship initiative, IRIS MSME. India's micro, small, and medium enterprises are backbone of our economy. Yet, MSME often faces barriers, limited access to information, finance, and markets. IRIS MSME has been conceptualized to bridge these gaps, a unified digital ecosystem to empower MSME to grow with confidence. When we launched IRIS Peridot in 2018, our aim was simple: make GST compliance easy and transparent. What began as a small idea soon grew into trusted companion for business across India. Today, Peridot continues to serve lakhs of business who rely on it for day-to-day assurances. This year, we are taking that legacy forward with the MSME edition of IRIS Peridot. A vision is to offer MSME not just compliances check, but the bouquet of digital enablers. Through Peridot, an MSME can verify GST compliances, manage invoice digitally, discover government schemes, access curated content through MSME TV, and stay updated on compliance changes. Dear members, this feature may appear to be simple, but for a macro or small enterprises, they mean efficiency, credibility, and access. A digitally savvy MSME is better prepared to seek finance, build trust, and compete in larger markets. Over the past years, we have interacted with more than 4,500 MSMEs. Their feedback shaped this evolution. Two themes stood out: finance and market. With IRIS Peridot for MSME, we are laying the foundation to address both. Beyond the application, our IRIS MSME platform is being built as a broader ecosystem guided by four main pillars: access to information, access to finance, access to market, and access to community. Already we are delivering value not only to MSME but also to our partner states. India is home to 6.3 crores MSME. Even a small improvement in their efficiency has the power to move entire economy. Members, the journey ahead is ambitious, but the direction is clear. Build tools MSME can trust, use daily, and grow with. For compliance to credit, from market to mentorship, IRIS MSME is the bridge connecting small enterprises with big opportunities. When MSME thrive, India thrives. I should also add that IRIS MSME initiative was something our late founder, Mr. Swaminathan, held across to his heart. Now let me conclude. On behalf of the board, I thank employees, clients, partners, and you, our shareholders, for being part of this journey and go with us. Let us honor our legacy and step boldly into future full of possibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Now I would like invite Mr. K. Balachandran, the CEO of the company, to address the shareholders.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, shareholders, for joining the AGM in good numbers. I hope all of you would have read our annual report, which was published a few weeks ago. Now, let me take a quick look at the previous year. And you can see that the year ending in March 2025 was a good year for us, with revenues growing at 25% return on equity at 23% and debt dropping to 5% of equity. All of you are aware that a significant event in this current financial year has been the divestment of our tax tech business. I'm very happy to report that the deal is consummated with the cash coming into the company in August, except for a small holdback amount. We are now doubling down on growing our existing portfolio of business lines with non-dilutive capital, which is at our disposal. FY26, which is the current year, is fundamentally a year of pivot, especially for our RegTech business, where we are now looking at non-mandate business, primarily through our disclosure management offering from Iris Carbon. The early signs are quite encouraging, and we are focused on scaling this business by expanding our sales and marketing, as well as enhancing our product features. We do have an attractive runway, and we are focused on getting the building blocks in place to take the company to the next level. I would hasten to add that this is not a short haul, but a journey where, along with agility and an innovative mindset, which you already possess, you also need perseverance and a good deal of patience as well. With that, I will close my address at this point of time. Thank you.
So now I take up item number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the business as detailed in notice convening 24th AGM. Item number 1 is adoption of annual financial statement for the year ending March 31, 25. Item number 2 is appointment of Mrs. Deepta Rangarajan as director liable to retire by rotation, who being eligible has offered herself for reappointment. As statutory auditor of the company for a term of 5 years starting from financial year 25-26 till financial year 29-30. Item number 4, appointment of Preeti J. Seth and Associate as the secretarial auditor of the company and to fix the remuneration. Item number 5, approval of remuneration payable to Mr. P.K.S. Thomas, whole-time director for remaining period of his tenure from November 2022-25 to November 21-27. Since e-voting is mandatory and the company has already made the said facility available to the shareholders for all the resolution being transacted in this AGM, there is no requirement for shareholders for proposing or seconding each resolution. Now we have a list of shareholders who have registered themselves as speaker. I will request them to put their question one by one, and hand over proceedings to Mr. Pratik Kataria for taking it forward.
Thank you for the opportunity. I have a few questions. My first question is on the order book mentioned at around 120 crore in our annual report. Could you please clarify once more that this is not the order to be, what does this order book mean? Is it executable over the next year? Does this include recurring revenues? Does this include the Qatar bank win, etc.?
You want to answer that, Vineet?
Yeah, Rohit, you are right. It includes the one-time revenue, implementation revenue, as well as our annual recurring revenue, annualized recurring revenue.
And I'm guessing the South Africa Central Bank South Africa project is probably spilling over more than a year. So the order book that we're talking about includes not just revenue for the next year, but also for revenue beyond that. Is that right?
That is right. The implementation revenue will be spilling over more than 1 year, but the ARR, annualized recurring revenue, is what has been taken in the order book, along with implementation revenue for more than 1 year as well. But to be clear, South Africa revenue which we have taken is not expected to spill over more than a year.
Okay, so the implementation will be completed this year there, is it?
Yes, based on what we have, the
current contractual terms.
Yeah, but okay. And I think in the previous con calls, Balu sir had mentioned that there is a chance of maybe this contract expanding to add more features and stuff. Is that still on?
We are discussing with the client. Rahul Damane, who is sitting here, is very actively involved in those discussions. So it is being discussed at different levels. Right now, the entire team is focused on getting the platform go live, which is happening as we speak. There's a team which is in South Africa, and we are hoping that the platform will go live in October, post which we hope that some of the discussions will gather steam.
Perfect. And this order book won't include anything from tax tech as disclosed, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Perfect. I mean, so the other question broadly is around disclosure management. Over the last AGM and over the last 2 calls, we have been speaking very positively about it. Maybe we could share some more color on this segment in general. I mean, is this a white space with no competition, or are there competition present? How are we targeting the market if we are creating the market ourselves? When you say the traction is good, which market are we targeting right now? Is it the existing RegTech customers? No, so the existing customers that we have in Europe that we are targeting, or I mean, so the go-to-market, everything. It would be great to hear your thoughts on all of this in general.
Deepta, would you like to express your thoughts?
Sure. So good morning, Rohit, and thanks for the question. So disclosure management, firstly, there is obviously it's an existing space and there is competition in the disclosure management space. It is a growing market because there is a large segment of companies that have not yet moved to have not yet adopted disclosure management solutions for creation of their reports. So from our perspective, we started by targeting the European markets. You're right. That is in part because we already had a set of customers over there for our XBRL modules. So we started cross-selling or upselling our disclosure management solution to them. So why we say that we, I think are like, positive or see early traction, etc. So I think like we've mentioned previously, we've got over like 24 customers in Europe that have Europe and North America, that have adopted our disclosure management solution. So I think what has happened, Rohit, is 2-3 things. One was the cycle time to establish the product market fit, to make sure that they use the disclosure management solution for some cycle of their reporting, that they found value or benefit in it, and actually that they are now able to start, acting as reference customers to us for other prospects, and also that they are starting to adopt the disclosure management solution deeper within their own organizations. So whether it is for other report types or other subsidiaries or in whichever context. So we've put out some of the testimonials, etc. It's on our website. It's in public domain, and we would love for you to take a look at it. It is one of Italy's largest energy companies has spoken hugely about the tremendous time and cost saving that they have had by adopting the disclosure management solution for one of their key reports, and now how they're looking to drive it deeper. So that is what we mean by saying that we see early traction. You're right that our go-to-market has been initially kind of looking at Europe and North America because we have a clutch of customers there. Having said that, we are also seeing opportunity in other markets, where there is a need for the disclosure management solution as well. So we are beginning to have early conversations with prospects and customers in other markets as well for the disclosure management solution.
Thank you. That was very helpful. Sorry, am I interrupting?
No, please.
Yeah, okay. So this was very helpful. I mean, continuing on disclosure management in general. So could you speak about the market opportunity in general? How does it compare to the existing core market of both the RegTech and the SupTech that we have been addressing so far? I mean, how does this market compare to that? And in terms of the management bandwidth on setting up sales engine, etc., is this the primary focus going forward?
Balu, you want to talk to how it compares?
So when we say, the management focus from a scale-up perspective, certainly this is an area where we want to give the maximum attention. There is no doubt about that. And we are getting, the engines in place. Right now, the focus is on getting the lead generation engine, properly fine-tuned for attacking this opportunity. The market size is fairly large. If you look at some of the large competitors in this space, they have been talking about the market, size, the TAM, which is running into billions of dollars. From our point of view, since we are very small, even if we can get, say, a small percentage of this opportunity, that itself is quite substantial. So the size is there. The opportunity is quite attractive, and we are getting our engines in place. So that's what I would say. And the company's focus from a management point of view, in terms of the resources we want to deploy, in terms of the people we want to recruit, is squarely in this area at this point of time.
So we have, Rohit, as we've probably already spoken in some of the last couple of meetings, we started kind of investing in our sales and marketing engines, which is kind of, which is one part of it, to be able to start ramping up more demand, more awareness, more demand for our disclosure management solution. And in that part, investments have taken place and are continuing to take place. So if we just simply talk about the marketing side, as we all know, there are multiple channels to market. So there is kind of calling out teams, SDRs. There is a kind of specific account targeting teams, which is ABMs. There is increased participation in events. So we've set up a team for that, but we also have consciously actively started stepping out and participating in many more events over this year. So there's a lot more travel as well. There is also like a partner strategy. So we've set up a small team to specifically nurture and work with partners to unlock. So, and there is of course digital marketing. So there are many, channels and threads, and each one needs nurturing, staffing, and attention. And those are the pieces that we have already started putting in place and are starting to ramp up even further, so that we are able to kind of grow this even more. In addition to that, we are also looking at ramping up the sales side of things, which is, I think we have spoken in the past about on-ground hires, and we are progressing conversations over there so that we are able to get the right on-ground hires in our local, in the local target geographies. I think we had mentioned this in one of the last calls, that we needed to make sure that the marketing pieces were also falling into place to be able to support such local on-ground hires. So now we are seeing traction there, and we are beginning to also focus on on-ground hires, apart from, kind of a lot more travel from here. We are also working with partners, and apart from our own teams, we're also working with some consultants. So we've actually taken on in advisory capacity some people to consult with us on GTMs in specific target markets. So for example, in Europe, we have taken in an advisory capacity a gentleman who, his name is Dominic Galler, who founded his own financial consolidation company, grew it to about 15-20 million. Subsequently, his company got sold, and he's working with us on the Europe GTM side. So apart from our own hires, we are also looking at consultants to help us with kind of strategic input as we are unlocking. So there is a lot of focus, like Balu said, a lot of focus and a lot of action and activity on the feeding the disclosure management and the side to be able to grow it.
Thank you. This is very helpful. And just to reconfirm, I think something that was said in the past, the realization per customer in this is much larger than what we get for our XBRL implementation. And the absolute market size for let's say the same customer base would be because of this much larger, and they tend to use it more frequently over a year. Is that right?
Absolutely right, Rohit. Yeah, absolutely right. So the revenue realization is in orders of magnitude kind of higher than than what it is for the last mile XBRL reporting. You're absolutely right. And the usage of the disclosure management solution is also far deeper, far inner in the CFO office journey, and far more frequent as well. So it's certainly like also far stickier. There is also, more integration touch points that open up in a disclosure management, which is kind of, connectors with, their core systems, ERP systems. So it's a far deeper engagement. That's very, very, very correct, actually.
Perfect. So, and just want to move on to something this was probably discussed in detail 2-3 annual general meetings back on the FERC next level of, I mean, there was phase 1 and then was talk of phase 2 where the number of companies was much larger and that might come through. So that was number 1. And second was similar on the Muni opportunity in USC, which also something that we had excitement about. And because both are US, I mean, I have to ask, does the H-1B visa increase impact us in any way? This is my next question.
So I don't think it's the H-1B visa per se, Rohit, but I think it is certainly the administration, that is not, what do I say, the Trump effect. Maybe not too excited about kind of rolling out a deeper regulation. So there has been a halt. Even the FERC phase 2, even the Muni reporting, everything has gone into kind of a bit of a halt or a freeze. In fact, we had mentioned this the last time. It's not only in the US, but even the sustainability reporting, last mile reporting mandate in Europe, kind of came to a pause because of the political changes in the administration in the US. So H-1B per se doesn't really impact us because we are not shipping bodies in the US and we're not doing kind of jobs over there. But the pause in the mandates is is going to slow these opportunities down a bit, which it already has.
Thank you. And last is, I mean, I don't know how. Sorry. Yeah. So last.
One more question.
Yeah. So my last question. Sorry, and I don't know how to make sense of this, but in general, the chatter about AI is quite high. With I mean, literally hundreds of billions of dollars going into both this LLM and SLM models, and they're supposed to be able to do a lot of work eventually, which a lot of coders are doing today. So, could you speak about how do you see this? I mean, I'm not talking about this year or next, but is it possible to think of how things would be 3-4 years out for our business?
It's something which I have been debating, in-house as well. Of course, very difficult to, really gaze well into the future, especially for an area which is as fast changing as AI. Having said that, our sense is, there's a lot of opportunity for companies like us to build accelerators on top of our existing products. Number one, that is for the, the RegTech part. Even for the SupTech part, in terms of the analytical components, we feel we can go and make a difference. So we are looking at how the whole chain will change going forward. So the current thinking is both in data capture and making sense of both numbers and narrative together. There will be quite a bit of change. For example, if you look at the Bank of International Settlements, they're also doing some stuff on AI, and they put it out on the website how it might change going forward. So the mantra is we need structured data, but we need to use some of this, some of these new techniques to make sense of it more, more frequent, maybe faster, and maybe with sharper insights. And we are looking at how to equip ourselves to add some of these offerings or some of these layers on top of our existing products. So the information supply chain, when it comes to the RegTech, it will change. But the essential data flow in terms of structured data, we think it is going to remain.
Thank you. That's it from me. You guys have been very patient. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I now request those members who have not yet voted to vote using NSDL e-voting platform. The e-voting window will remain open for 15 minutes following the conclusion of this meeting. I now sincerely thank you all for attending this annual general meeting and for your active participation. Thank you. We close the meeting. Namaskar. All the best to you.